What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So this is definitely for the family. You know, the subscribers. I call y'all my family. You know, this is a family discussion, bro. We gotta have a family discussion, man. And in this discussion, I want to know what do you think? Should Jermall Charlo be stripped of his title, or are we being too hard on him? All right. This is my take on it. First of all, I'm a huge Jermall Charlo fan. I'm a huge Jermall Charlo fan. Lions only all day. But we gotta break it down, bro, because at the end of the day, I do understand. Now, before I give you what I think should happen, let's break some stuff down. All right. Now, Jermall Charlo hasn't fought since Juneteenth of 2021 against Montiel, right? In a performance that he didn't really look spectacular in, you know, and especially and that's the thing about when you come off such a high performance, because he looked very good against Sergey Derevyanchenko. He performed very well, very great against Sergey Derevyanchenko. When you come off such a high performance, you know, people are expecting you to have that same type of drive. My favorite fighter of all time, Andre Ward, stated that you're only as good as your last performance. And obviously that's true, because in boxing, especially with these fighters nowadays, these fighters are only fighting 1 to 2 times a year. But in Jermall Charlo's case, maybe once every 2 years, all right? So in this situation, you have Jermall who has come off of a performance that wasn't really all that, right? At the same time, you know, so after he beat Montiel, you know, he didn't fight for the rest of the year. Now, that's not surprising, especially when it comes to a lot of the PBC fighters, that they're not fighting. And it's very frustrating. But the thing that's got everybody worried is when he didn't fight none 2022. That's when people are like, okay, what's going on? Why is Jermall not, you know, fighting? He has the WBC belt, like, you know. Now, first and foremost, let me state this, right? And I stated this in my video talking about Kell Brook. People forget that boxers are humans too, right? People forget, like, people often don't they forget that, bro, these boxers go through a lot of the same things that we go through, and if not more. You know what this old saying is, more money, more problems. So with that being said, I do understand that Jermall Charlo is going through a divorce with his wife, and they're having custody battles, custody of the kids, custody of the house. That right there in itself is stressful as hell. All right, that's stressful as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's one thing, like, you know, it's just, that's a stressful situation. And for people to feel like, if you know that and you feel like, well, you should still be fighting, if you don't understand what what it's like going through that, like, you know, I mean, I've never been through that, but it's like I've seen it like that. That's a stressful situation. You know, your family, you're fighting for your family, you're fighting for your house and stuff that you work hard for, how much money she's gonna get, and you know she's gonna get child support and all this, that, and the third. All right, now, at the same time, though, I do also understand that you can also look at it like, well, you know, it's people that have to deal with that all the time, but still have to go to work, right? Maybe not on a high level as Jermall Charlo, but we still have to go to work, right? So that's a fair call. That's a fair call. However, I do feel like, you know, I feel like people are very harsh when it comes to criticizing. And a lot of it is like, man, a lot of these people have this narrative. It applies only if it's not their favorite fighter. If it's not their favorite fighter, then oh yeah, they're all up for the criticism. That's the difference between me and a lot of guys. I'm willing to criticize the guys that I even love the most, because, you know, you gotta be all the way honest. I always have this saying, like, if you can't be honest with yourself, how do you think you're gonna progress in life? You're not. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna live a lie. So, with that being said, in my opinion, should Jermall Charlo be stripped? Yes, absolutely. I think, and this is why. I think that Jermall Charlo should be champion at recess. What that means is the WBC will take the belt, and more than likely Carlos Adames would fight because he's Jermall Charlo's mandatory. More than likely, what they'll do is they'll have Carlos Adames fight somebody for the vacant WBC belt, and when Charlo's ready to fight, come back, then he'll be able to fight for that belt automatically. He automatically gets a shot at that belt. That's what I believe should happen. Yes. So if you're asking me, My honest opinion, yes, I do feel like Charlo should be stripped. And this is why. You have to remember, and I had the same issue with Keith Thurman, and I'm starting to have the same issue with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. You got to remember, when you have all these belts, bro, you're holding up a division. You're holding up a sanction. Like, these fighters who are ranked, they can't make a move until you make a move. And that, if you guys remember, that's where Sean Porter was so frustrated when he pulled up on Keith Thurman and they had that argument at the table. That's what his frustration was. Like, bro, you sitting here fighting these nobodies and you only fighting once every 2 years. Like, bro, what are you doing? You holding up the division. You need to either let them belts go, or you need to fight one of us, bro. And I can completely understand that frustration, bro. I can completely understand why somebody would be frustrated. Like, if I'm Carlos Adames, I'm like, bro, when am I going to get my title shot, bro? Because this man is not even competing. Like, what are y'all going to do? So, you know, I can definitely, that's why I feel like, yes, should he be stripped? Yes, he should, bro. I think he should be a champion at recess. That way, when he's ready to come back, he automatically fights for the belt. Since technically he didn't lose the belt, he just relinquished the belt. That's my thoughts on that, man. And you know, and it goes for the same with Keith and I said Keith with Errol and But it's like, bro, like, especially like with Errol, you know, I love Errol Spence to death, but it's like, bro, if you're not gonna, you know, you fighting Keith Thurman at 154, like, bro, it's fighters like Jerron Boots Ennis that's waiting to get these belts, that's waiting to get a title shot, bro. If you're not gonna defend the titles, you need to relinquish them, because obviously you and Terrence Crawford are not, y'all are not gonna fight. Like, so why? It's like, what's the point of holding up the division? That's just how I feel on that, bro. Like, you got a whole list of fighters that have been fighting and waiting for that opportunity, and it's just holding up the division for years now. You know what I'm saying? And in Jermall Charlo's case, for 2 years. So that's just my thought, man. I'm a huge fan of Jermall Charlo, man. I want to see the brother do good outside of the ring, even more so than inside of the ring. So I pray that everything goes right with him, and that he can get everything worked out the way it should. Ultimately, I pray for his family and his kids, because that's most important, more important than boxing, getting his family together. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?